When you crochet a circle by the general method, there will be a line in the fabric due to the beginning chain and the slip stitch at the end of the row. In this video, I will explain how to eliminate this line and crochet a seamless circle. First, I will explain using double crochet stitches as an example, but this technique is also effective for other stitches. Structurally, a double crochet stitch is 2 chain stitches with thread wrapped around it. As for the flow, it goes down in a spiral and goes up by chain stitches. That means, on the contrary, you can make the same structure as a double crochet by making chain stitches first and winding the thread after that. With this in mind, let's crochet a circle with double crochet stitches. First, wrap the string around your finger, and then crochet the beginning chain and the 15 double crochet stitches. The point is to make the tail of the thread longer. Turn the beginning chain into the double crochet by winding the tail of the thread. In addition, the beginning chain is 2 chain stitches. In general, there are 3 chain stitches. But this time, I will change it to a double crochet stitch later, so it must be 2. Once you have crocheted 16 stitches of the beginning chain and double crochet stitches, you can pull the thread to tighten the loop. And bring the tail of the thread to the front. Next, insert the crochet hook into the head of the last double crochet stitch and the loop under it, and unravel the stitch. Next, insert the hook into the upper one of the 2 chain stitches. Pull out the tail of the thread from the loops on the crochet hook. These are the steps to wind the thread around the chain. Next, make the head of the stitch. Insert the crochet hook into the 2 loops of the double crochet from the bottom. Next, insert a hook from the back into the head of the double crochet stitch next to the beginning chain. Pull the tail of the thread out of these loops. I have completed the first row. It is the operation of winding the thread around the chain stitches and making the top part of the stitch. You can also perform this operation with a yarn needle. It may be easier to understand the flow of the thread. However, once you get used to it, you can crochet faster with a hook. Then, let's crochet the second row. Leave the thread end, and start crocheting with the thread that connects to the yarn ball. The head of the double crochet stitch made through thread is the first stitch of the row. Pull out the thread from it and crochet 2 chain stitches. The number of stitches is the same as when crocheting a circle generally. On the second row, increase the stitches in each stitch, and the number of stitches is 32. Bring the tail of the thread to the front before crocheting the last stitch. When crocheting the last double crochet, use the tail of the thread to change the chain stitches into a double crochet. Repeat the above steps from here on. Each time you come to the end of the row, use the tail of the thread to transform the beginning chain into a double crochet. All stitches are double crochet stitches, creating a seamless circle. Now that you know the fundamental operation, I will explain some points and cautions. The first one is about the length of the tail of the thread you need. At a minimum, you need a length of about 3 times the radius of the circle you want to make. Besides that, you also need the length to hold it in your hand. Also, if you want to change the color, transform the beginning chain with the tail of the new thread. If you continue to use the first thread, the color will not match, so please be careful. From now on, I will explain about stitches other than double crochet. In the case of treble crochet stitches, change 3 beginning chain stitches to the treble crochet stitch. When you bring the thread to the front, put the tail of the thread through the second chain stitch from the bottom. The following steps are the same as for a double crochet. In other words, in the case of a tall stitch, first, pass the tail of the thread through the chain except for the bottom and the top. And when you crochet the last stitch of the row, you pull out the tail from the top chain. That's the procedure. In the case of single crochet stitches, we don't count the beginning chain as one stitch generally. But if you later change the beginning chain into a single crochet, you also count it as one stitch. Also, since the thread wrapped around the single crochet stitch is not, you don't need to bring the tail to the front. When crocheting the last stitch, you pull out the tail of the thread on the wrong side. The procedure for creating the head of the stitch is the same as for the double crochet. The half double crochet is a little irregular. Crochet 1 beginning chain stitch, then half double crochet stitches. Change this chain stitch to half double crochet at the end. Bring the tail of the thread to the front, and then crochet the last stitch. At this time, insert the hook into the head of the half double crochet next to the beginning chain to pull out the thread tail. Insert the hook into the 3 loops of the half double crochet from below, and then insert the hook into the next half double crochet of the beginning chain to pull out the thread tail. The beginning chain has become a half double crochet, and the fabric is now neatly connected. That was the way to crochet a seamless circle. I think it is particularly convenient when you make a simple coaster. Please use it. Thank you for watching.